56 faux back down on the ground.
Oh yeah!
I didn't have my camera here when we undercoated everything. Well, we bed lined the whole floorboard, painted the frame with Port 15, but there it is. A new gas tank, shocks, got new body mounts in. I'm just starting on straightening out the quarter panels. A lot of waves in these quarter panels. Don't worry, this is not a lot of mud. It's really a skim coat. I mean, you can see it's pretty much see-through, and I haven't even stopped sanding on it yet. There's not much there, just enough there to level out the waves and highs and lows. This is me block sanding the primer that was up here. You can see some waves, the dark spots or low spots. So that'll also need a skim coat of filler to get everything smooth. Today I'm working on a box side. I replaced a box side. It's in the paint booth. I'll show you guys here in a minute. Replaced a box side on that Dodge truck. I got this thing next up on the chopping block. Hit pretty hard in the front end. The frame rails, you can see the frame rails are pushed over. Core support smashed, buckled, all that fun stuff. So welding on new core support rails on both sides. Got those right there. And then pulling over the frame rails. So 2 Dodges, 2 of them, front and back. Taking the paint booth. Not super excited with the way that the paint laid on this time. I use these cups. They're PPS cups. They have a little filter inside of there. I pulled the filter out of this one, but they have a little filter in there normally. And I didn't realize this until recently, but the blue lids are for waterborne paint, the white lids are for solvent-borne. I didn't know that. When I tried to run my sealer through one of these filters, I don't think the microns are big enough to let the sealer flow through there and keep a good flow in my gun. So what happened was it spat out a bunch of dry spray that I didn't see until I started painting the black. Because I noticed it was dry spraying, so I pulled the filter out and then sprayed the sealer. It looked good, but then when I sprayed the black, the dry spray kind of showed up. It looked like just a bunch of dirt in the paint. So we're gonna see how it goes. If I have to, I'll repaint the thing, but hopefully I'll be able to buff the clear. Looking pretty good. Yeah, you can see some dirt. What looks like dirt, it's actually dry spray from the sealer. But it looks pretty good. It's black, it's a solid color. I should be able to buff that out. But yeah, not too bad. Also doing the grill on that one. Same deal, I started spraying sealer on it, dry sprayed. Not near as bad, but still had a little bit of it, so live and learn. Got a topper I painted. This one's kind of cool. Customer did color match silver, and then we did bed liner on the top. Goes on an F250, or F150, excuse me. That'll be here next week. We're gonna bed line the bed and the rear bumper on it next week, so I'll show you guys that. Also working on kind of a cool project for my mother-in-law. Her knees aren't the greatest, so she uses a cane to help her get around. So we're making mobility fun here at Thompson Collision. A little bit of gold rainbow flake. Did a black base coat on it, gold rainbow flake. And then I'm gonna peel off the tape that you've seen on there, so it'll have black in the background, and then I'm gonna go over it with the red candy. It's gonna be sweet. So here's the candy, some House of Color. It's not gonna take much, but this is just regular clear coat, the same clear coat that I used to put the flake on the cane. All candy is it's a dye. It's basically just a clear coat dye. This hasn't been open in a little while. It's just a tinted dye that tints your clear. You can do a little or a lot. The deeper you make the mixture, the less coat it's going to take to give you a really rich effect. So keep that in mind. You could put just a tiny little bit in there. It'll, on a red color, obviously it'll make it kind of a pink tint, or you can really lay it in there and it'll give you a real deep red. So that's what I'm going to do. That's kind of the effect I'm going for. I don't want the cane to look real loud, and I mean, I want it to stand out obviously, but I don't need it to blind people. Put the liner in there. Get a new lid. On these, from now on, I'm just going to pull this little screen out of here because I don't think it's flowing enough to keep everything happy. All right, I'm gonna let the cane dry a little bit. Now that I got the candy mixed up, it's ready to go. Switch out the tips on this gun. This gun's kind of cool. It's an AccuSpray gun, so you can keep different tips on hand and change them out fairly quick. Let's see if I got any tips that are in good shape. Yeah, I got some new ones. You can buy new tips for it, and so you can change the size. I just went from a 2.0 to a 1.3. These are 1.4s. So you got kind of a versatile gun all in one package. I mean, it's not a great, super high quality gun. It doesn't lay down like a glass finish or nothing, but it's a good gun for somebody at home because you can have so many different tip sizes all on one gun. So I'm gonna let that sucker dry, and I'll pull the tape. We'll put it back up there. We'll shoot some candy on it. Sorry I didn't film putting the candy on. I mean, you've seen me paint before. It's like that, but just with candy in the gun. But there she is. I don't know if the camera's gonna pick it up, but it's definitely crazy looking. It's got a handle and stuff that goes on it up there, and a little stopper that goes down there. There it is. Hope she likes it. Still got the caddy. $1,200 bucks. Put that up for $1,200. Nobody.